Okay, so we're working within the framework of reinforcement learning, and a common problem in reinforcement learning is a sparsity of rewards. It's hard for an agent to learn in the absence of feedback from its environment. A common solution to this problem is to endow the agent with an intrinsic reward function, which takes in the current sensor state, as well as features the internal state of the agent, and spits out a real value, which is then added to the extrinsic reward to make up the total reward at a certain time step. Ideally, this motivates the agent to explore its environment, which is greatly conducive to learning. Now, there are many approaches to designing such an intrinsic reward function. One which has been shown to be successful is to base it on the notion of information gain, in which case the agent gets rewarded according to how much its beliefs about the world change in response to a new sensor state. An alternative theoretical formalism is that of empowerment, which roughly speaking quantifies the level of control the agent has over its environment. And other than information gain, empowerment is not typically seen as a driver of exploration. And the central question that we set out to investigate is whether empowerment can be used to inspire an intrinsic reward function that effectively drives exploration. To this end, we compared 3 agents in 3 simple grid worlds. All 3 agents learned using the advantage actor-critic algorithm, and they only differed in terms of their intrinsic reward functions. The first agent, which we called the curious agent, had an intrinsic reward function inspired by the notion of information gain. The second agent, called the empowerment-inspired agent, as the name says, had an intrinsic reward function inspired by the notion of empowerment. And the third agent had no intrinsic rewards whatsoever and acted as a baseline. Now, as you can see in this figure, in the first environment, the curious agent outperformed the empowerment-inspired agent, which in turn outperformed the baseline. In the second environment, we found no significant differences between the 3 agents. And in the third environment, the empowerment-inspired agent outperformed the curious agent and the baseline, whereas we found no significant differences between the curious agent and the actor-critic baseline. Our takeaway from this is that this might be considered some very weak preliminary evidence that empowerment and information gain might turn out to be similarly useful in driving exploration. Thank you very much.